Thanks for joining us on the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm Kimani. Coming up, Honorable Minister for Health visits the Casabros Health District. Major expansion underway at Ross University School of Medicine, and 13 trained in interior decorating in the Colihaut Constituency. Stay with us for details of these and other interesting stories after this.
If you can believe this,
come by my house and let me show you some movies.
Why can't you believe this? Some mothers don't believe their own children when they say they've been sexually abused, and they don't report it. Remember, if anyone asks to see or touch their private parts, touches them inappropriately, shows them or forces them to touch one's private parts, has sex with them, shows them pornographic material, or deliberately lets them hear or see the act of sex, then it is sexual abuse. Believe your child and report the sexual abuse. For more information about child abuse, contact these agencies. This message brought to you by UNICEF and this station.
Thanks for staying with us. The Honorable Minister for Health and the Environment, Dr. Kenneth Darrow, visited the Type 3 health centers in the Casabros Health District on Wednesday. Dr. Darrow was accompanied by officials from the Ministry of Health, including Chief Medical Officer Dr. David Johnson and Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Health and the Environment with specific responsibility for the environment, Honorable Ivor Stevenson. The Health Minister told GIS News that a team approach to all health concern is necessary for an effective health sector and ultimately a healthier Dominica.
Going forward, we have to look at the whole cohesion among government services, and health cannot be looked at in isolation. It has to be looked at in conjunction with housing. Honorable Stevenson mentioned the whole government eradication of pit latrines program, which I think is very key going forward in vector control, etc. So the parliamentary representatives who are members of parliament become very important players, because from time to time resources are made available to us as PAL reps to execute community projects. And it doesn't have to mean that we have to wait from the budget from the Ministry of Health every time to do certain things that are going to impact on health. And as I told the Rose Health District, that I don't think there's nothing in stopping or in preventing the health team from calling a meeting with the PAL rep to let him know we go around the place doing our elderly visits. These are 2-3 people we think that need housing or that need a washroom facility. Please, Mr. PAL rep, do you have that person on your list, or if you could include? So this is the approach I think we should take, and stop looking at each of us in our own little cubicle, our own little cell, and we in order to maximize the state's scarce resources.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. David Johnson says there is need to strengthen health care services, particularly within the Colihaut territory. Dr. Johnson also commended Honorable Dr. Darrow for his approach to developing the sector.
I think the approach that the Minister of Health is taking reflects his background in using a team approach to resolve problems of health. Because as I said, I'm in this position for the last 8 years, I think. And I've done several visits with several ministers, at least 3 or 4, and it's the first time we have had so many parliamentary representatives and ministers on this sort of side visit. And I really want to commend you, Mr. Minister, for that, okay? I think it speaks to the vision that the minister has in terms of using, as I said, an all-encompassing approach in terms of his focus on primary health care.
The Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Fisheries, Johnson Drago, who is also parliamentary representative for the Casabros constituency, also spoke with GIS News.
We are happy for all the support government has given to the Casabros health team, not only in terms of personnel, but also in terms of equipment and support to our health team. I want to say to the health team, it's 2015, it's a new year. I know you're committed to the task. Please remain committed as you are, and let's continue to give health to the people. Although I may not be in the Ministry of Health, but in my capacity as PAL rep, I am certainly part of the chain in supporting the health team of Casabros.
The Honorable Minister for Colihaut Affairs and Parliamentary Representative for the Salibia constituency, Cassius Daru, says there has been an improvement in the delivery of care and an increase in the number of nurses in the territory. The Saliba MP is determined to make the Casa Bruce Health District a model for the rest of the country, using a green approach to daily challenges. The Casa Bruce Health District serves a population of approximately 3,386. Major building expansion is underway at the Ross University School of Medicine in Portsmouth. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit led a delegation of government officials on a tour of the project site on Wednesday. Director of Site Development Eddie McDuffie gave details of what the new facility will entail.
The first floor is made up of a large dining room with vendor space for food and vendor space for a store or a bookstore, things of that nature. Has a reception room. The second floor is a tremendous amount of study space. This building is really mostly devoted to study space, again, to enhance the student experience and to provide for student success. The library, there's a new library located on one half of the floor plate. The Center for Teaching and Learning is on one of the floors. The Student Services Office, again, which is in service to students, is also located in the building. We have a new computer lab, and in general we have a huge amount of just open study space that students can use as they see fit for their necessary purposes. And we expect the building to be open, I would say, in the neighborhood of at least 20 hours a day.
McDuffie explained to GIS News the technical aspect of ongoing construction, which is expected to be complete in May.
It's a 47,500 square foot building, net floor space, 3 stories. It is a precast concrete structure that was cast in the state-of-the-art precast facility in Barbados, where they have the latest concrete batch plant, which is delivered by an overhead trolley that laser beams lay out the floors and walls, right down to telling the installer where to place the reinforcing bars. And all this is done by laser accuracy. It's really amazing. Under a 500-foot roof, so don't have to worry about the rain. And then it constitutes 984 components of concrete parts, and they were assembled by a 200-ton crane, and it took us 4 months to erect the building.
Ross University School of Medicine is one of the premier Caribbean medical schools, providing an opportunity for aspiring medical students from around the world to fulfill their dream to become a physician. In his presentation of the 2014-2015 budget, Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit announced that effective January 2015, the threshold for income tax will be raised from EC $20,000 to $25,000 per year. The Prime Minister also announced that mortgage interest allowance will be raised from EC $15,000 to $20,000 effective January 2015. GIS News spoke with Ian Anthony on Thursday, who explained just what these changes mean for income taxpayers.
What happens is that the threshold has moved for resident allowance from 20 to 25,000. What it means is that some persons who were paying tax last year, based on their salary, may not be paying tax this year. A quick example, somebody who made $2,000 last year as an employee would have been paying tax because the threshold was 20,000. Now it's 25,000. The threshold per month is just over 2,000, so that person would not be paying tax. What it means for other persons is that they will be paying less tax than they were paying previously.
Annual income tax returns takes into consideration the period January 1st to December 31st of any given year. It means, therefore, that those who are affected by the adjustments still have to file for 2014 this tax season. These individuals will see the benefit of not filing taxes in the 2016 tax season for the period 2015.
If, let's say, somebody works at GIS, for example, and that's the only source of income, and they were making under that threshold, they were making let's say 15,000 a year, legally they would not be required to file a tax return. However, if the person works at NASIF and they had another source of income, say they had a shop or something like that, then they would have to file a tax return. So what it means is that the only thing is that the person is not paying tax based on their employment income. But you could have the situation where I am making, let us say, $20,000 as an employee, but I have some other business and I would have to file a tax return.
The division again encourages Dominicans to use the online system and get their filing for 2014 done before the deadline, which is March 31st, 2015.
I am filing a return for 2014 in 2015. Coincidentally, from the 1st of January 2015, I may be paying less tax or no tax, which affects my filing in 2016 for 2015. Yeah.
And finally, this news time. In December 2012, government introduced the National Employment Program, a multifaceted initiative designed to increase employment. As part of the apprenticeship component of the program, hundreds have received training in a wide range of skills, including manicure, pedicure, stone cutting, and hospitality. Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit visited the Colihaut Resource Center this week, where over 10 ladies are being trained to create soft furnishings. GIS's Mervyn Matthew has more in this report.
Soft furnishings are a great way to warm up a room and make it more welcoming. Creating these pieces, however, requires a unique set of skills. 13 ladies from the communities of Colihaut, Dubla and Biosh have 4 months to acquire the basics. The group has an ideal mix of experienced and the untrained, all of whom are fully aware of the benefits of the program.
It has done a lot. At least I know how to thread a machine now. You know, if something is wrong, I know what to do to get it fixed.
We came here to learn a skill. Because I can sew, it allowed me to help the others that cannot in this program.
The interior decorating soft furnishing program was initiated following meetings held in the free West Coast communities by officials of the Small Business Support Unit.
We figured if we were going to set up a module, an industry in the area, the sewing, the garment industry, or working with fabrics would be one of the things that would best suit the area.
For the newly elected parliamentary representative for the Colihaut Constituency, Catherine Daniel, this is a positive development.
I'm very happy that this is happening as we engage young people here, that they can learn a skill which they can generate some income from.
Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit visited the participants this week and viewed some of their work on display. The Dominica leader brought with him a message of assurance.
Rest assured the program will continue, rest assured the money is available, and rest assured we will support you once you graduate through this program to start up your own shop if you intend.
So what happens after the ladies complete this program? Director of the Small Business Support Unit, Vincent Etienne, explains.
We're going to have a tutor come in, select an additional 13 persons, 13, 14 persons, and we'll be training them in actual garment making. So we hope in the end of the day, Colihaut, Biosh, Dubla would have had enough persons trained in that particular field.
The Honorable Colihaut MP has high expectations of the 4-month program.
We wanted to have a domino effect, that when they have learned here, they now can go and create and bring some other people on board, and Celia too can expand.
In the meantime, the 13 young ladies in the Colihaut constituency are equipping themselves with the necessary skills. Skills which they will eventually use to earn a living.
I love to do skills work. I just love this skills work. And I intend to go further in my skills work so that I can take care of my children. I'm going to continue and do my own business to do cushions for people.
Maybe I might get a job with my teacher. You never know.
For National Focus, I am Mervyn Matthew reporting.
Thank you, Mervyn, for that report. And now for a recap of the week's headline stories, here's Jarna Hector.
Welcome to this week's edition of Flashback. In the headlines this week, the Castle Bruce Primary School now has a new kitchen thanks to the government of Dominica. The students saw the new structure for the first time when schools reopened this year. Government has spent over $63,000 on this particular project, which feeds over 60 students daily. The acute psychiatric unit of the PMH held its 14th annual concert this week, an opportunity for patients to interact and be social. The concert featured performances from the Swinging Stars, Dr. Binta Lambert, the Cicero Singers, among others. Also this week, the Inland Revenue Division is encouraging Dominicans to use the largely successful e-tax filing system, which was introduced in October 2013. Tax filing season is on again, and the division wants to highlight the simplicity and efficiency of filing taxes online. Residents of On the Snow in Senhouse Castle Bruce now have a new motorable road. The road renovations are funded by the government of Dominica at a cost of more than $150,000. And the schedule for Mass Dominic 2015 has been tweaked a bit, making organizers optimistic that this year's event will be like no other. The Dominica Festival Committee has sorted events into a pageantry weekend and a bacchanal weekend in the days leading up to the big show. This year's theme is C'est la vie nous. Those were the headline stories which made the news this week. For details of each of these stories and others, visit our website or Facebook page. Let's get back to Kimani.
Thank you, Jarna. And before we go, here are a few announcements. The Ministry of Justice, Immigration and National Security is giving notice that the High Court of Justice of the Commonwealth of Dominica will begin its sitting for the trial of criminal cases on Tuesday, the 13th day of January 2015 at 9 a.m. at the High Court, Bayfront, Roseau, with the arraignment of accused persons. The Youth Development Division invites applications from young men and women wishing to pursue training under the Youth Skills Training Program in computer skills at the Castle Bruce Youth Center, Roseau Youth Enterprise Center, Grand Bay Youth Center, Portsmouth Youth Center, and Wesley Youth Center to commence in February 2015, and also electrical wiring at the Roseau Youth Center and woodwork. Application forms can be obtained from the Youth Development Division's office on 3 Charles Avenue, Goodwill, or from the district youth officers, and should be returned no later than January 30th, 2015. The Roseau City Council wishes to advise vendors selling marketable commodities on the sidewalks on Old Street, King George V Street, Cross Street, Independence Street, and other areas in the city that they should desist from this practice effective 31st January 2015. In accordance with legislation, all marketable commodities must be sold at the designated place, that is the Roseau Market. Vendors refusing to comply will be prosecuted. Persons wishing to vend for the carnival season must obtain and fill out the necessary application form at the office of the Roseau City Council and pay the associated fees prior to erection of bars or stalls on the sidewalks for Carnival Monday and Tuesday, February 16 and 17, 2015, respectively, and also outside of the respective venues where carnival activities are being held in the city of Roseau. Bars or stalls erected without the necessary authorization of the council will be confiscated, and a fee will be imposed for repossession of the same. The Forestry and Wildlife Division wishes to inform the general public that the official hunting and freshwater fishing season came to an end on December 31st, 2014, and there should be no hunting of game species nor taking of freshwater species. The division would also like to further remind the traveling public that an export permit is required to take wildlife out of the country. In this regard, the division will continue to issue export permits until January 31st, 2015. The division would also like to thank the general public and its partners for their support throughout 2014 and wishes everyone a Happy New Year. As part of its ongoing Black Sigatoka Management Program, the Division of Agriculture wishes to advise farmers that spraying will commence in all 7 agriculture regions from next week. Farmers are urged to de-leaf all affected plantain and banana trees and to clean up fields as soon as possible. Those fields which are not cleaned will not be sprayed. Your usual cooperation is solicited. And members of the public are reminded that in keeping with the provisions of Social Security Amendment Act 2 of 2012 and Social Security Amendment Regulations 4, 7, and 8 of 2012, the following changes are to take effect as of January 1st, 2015. Increase in pensionable age, that is the age at which an insured person who has satisfied the prescribed contributions conditions is entitled to receive age benefits, shall increase from 61.5 years, that is 61 years and 6 months, to 62 years. Notwithstanding the above stated increase, an insured person who has satisfied the necessary contribution requirements for receipt of an age benefit may at any time after attaining the age of 60 years opt to claim for the payment of a reducing age benefit. Increase in the contribution rate. The contribution rate in respect of employees, self-employed persons, and voluntary contributors shall increase by 1/4 or 0.25%. Further clarification on these changes can be obtained from the Office of the Dominica Social Security. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, ministre commodité en collaboration et puis ministre éducation tient un workshop pour teachers aujourd'hui pour éduquer contre CARICOM Single Market and Economy. Plusieurs teachers tout mon pays là attendent workshop un jour là qui prend place en stadium Windsor Park. Selon le directeur commodité Marfan Walter, workshop là qui bénéficie ces teachers là autant.
C'est un workshop que travaille avec CARICOM Secretariat pour faire. Nous savons qu'il est très important pour nous, pour les enfants savent contre CSM, contre CARICOM, contre ça qui est bon pour eux à dire dans CARICOM. Pour cause que si vous voulez les enfants pour savoir ça là, on est pour des teachers pour ça. So, ça qui a fait que la même, nous avons un consultant qui sorti au Barbade. Avec il a ces teachers qui parlent pour eux, qui dit tout ça, ils savent contre tous ces régimes CSME, contre tous les bénéfices qui a dans l'agreement qui nous assied pour la domaine.
Mr. Walter fait parole comment CARICOM Single Market and Economy très important.
Bagay CSM est très important. Vous savez que là nous parlons de bagay trade, bagay commerce. Si nous pas ensemble, nous passons à faire pièce qualité mouvement international. Comment ça va? En WTO, à tout bitin, où tout country qui vient, tout pays qui vient ensemble comme bloc pour ça taper tout advantage là, tous ces agreements là nous assis. So nous-mêmes nous venir très sérieux venir ensemble tout country Caribbean avec nous pour dire tout le monde qui il y a un low bénéfice pour travel pour travail en dans l'agreement là nous assis pour CARICOM.
En autre nouvelle, le département d'IFE a fait un report bushfires qui descend. Parole celle-là sur le chef département là Josiah Duping.
Dans l'équipe passée, nous tenons 1120 bushfires et ça c'est un numéro qui nous avons qu'à descendre. Comme ça, là nous voyons depuis nous voyons un numéro qui nous veut descendre, qu'à descendre, ça fait nous contents. Mais ça qu'a dit nous pour continuer à parler puis public là pour éduquer tout le monde contre ça pour faire comment pour faire et c'est un travail qui nous pour continuer.
Duping aussi fait parole situation en département là.
Le département fait toujours qu'à parler puis PS et puis ministère et l'année qui passe nous fait submission et nous en discussion contre ambulance qui nous nie et si bite marché comment moi la fois qui marché moi qu'a dit pendant l'année ça la même, nous avons premier mois peut-être 2 ambulances et après ça nous avons tapé plus parce que nous avons besoin d'ambulances en une manière qui, là, il y a une ambulance sortie. Il y a d'autres ambulances là, si on a une emergency et vous pouvez, et ça aller. Nous passons 10 ambulances dans une station, mais est-ce que les informations qu'on dit qui ont tellement d'activités dans une station, mais vraiment, c'est nécessaire pour nous plus qu'il y ait une ambulance à certaines stations.
En la nouvelle, ministère de l'Éducation, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean, qui a fait parole que State College Dominica, qui a joué un pas autant significant pour délivrer le programme TVET. Le programme qui a exposé étudiants qui fait trade, engineering, accounting, qui fait nurse, médecin, architecture et puis qui fait avocat. Honorable Saint-Jean fait parole que le gouvernement Dominique connaît bien clairement l'agriculture et puis tourisme qui a joué pour le développement pays là et puis en effort cela qui mette en curriculum agriculture et puis hospitalité. Ministre Saint-Jean dit State College Dominica ni potentiel pour implémenter ces programmes là. Le gouvernement Dominique a aussi implémenté civique en l'école. Et puis finalement, plusieurs d'autres spectacles prennent place pour Mass Dominique l'année 2015. Parole ça sur officier Festival Comité Dominique, M. Val Coffee.
February 6, nous avons fait week-end ça la pageantry weekend. So nous avons Queen Show, February 6, February 7, nous avons Mother's Queen Show, February 8, nous avons Teenage Pageant. Et ben nous avons Lagos Street Jam, February 9. Ça nous avons fait, nous avons semaine après ça, nous avons Bacchanal Weekend. Nous avons Stardom Tent, King of the Tent. Nous avons fait ça Wednesday, Thursday, nous avons the champ of the camp for Showdown Mass Camp. Every Friday, the match, nous avons the Pot Kaiso Competition. Nous avons the Bouillon Festival. Tout band qui a joué Bouillon, ils ont joué, nous. Et bien, samedi, nous avons Walk Kaiso, Kaiso mon compétition. Et bien, dimanche, nous avons tout le monde pour aller taper en fête. Et bien, faire biter, enjoy koyo, amuser koyo. Et bien, nous avons mené pour jouer. Monday and then Carnaval Tuesday pour parade là tout Wawozo.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est toute bonne nouvelle en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Ni un bon week-end. Au revoir.
Coming up, a tip on how to make the most of your workday.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
The black Sikatoka fungus can survive on banana and plantain leaves even after they have been cut from the tree. Farmers and hucksters are encouraged to use alternate cushioning material when moving produce from farm to the market. Do not use banana and plantain leaves as cushioning. It is against the law to move banana and plantain trash from the field. Obey the law and stop the spread of black Sikatoka today.
We've all heard it said that when it comes to business, time is money. And for many of us, the saying holds true. Here's one effective way to save time at work to help improve your efficiency and stay on top of your projects. Prepare a plan for tomorrow. One of the easiest ways to save time at work is to have a game plan for the next day. Developing a strategy for the day beforehand allows you to prioritize tasks, schedule meetings, and complete your work faster. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GISNewsDominica, and follow us on Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Kimani. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend.